Hello all. Today we'll have a brief discussion on income statement part 1. So there are basically 5 questions which we are trying to understand in this video. Question number 1 is what is income statement? Question number 2 is why is it prepared? Question number 3 is how does the income statement of an individual or a family look like? Question number 4 is how does the income statement of a company look like? And the last one, the most important one, we would like to know is what are the key line items to look for in the income statement of a firm? Question number 1. What is an income statement? An income statement is one of the 3 financial statements which we need to prepare for a company as per generally accepted accounting principles and practices, which we call it GAAP. It is normally prepared on a quarterly basis. So if you look at the website of a public limited company, if you just go through the investor section of the company in the website, you will find annual reports. You will also find quarterly reports. So if you just click the quarterly reports, you will get to know what is the quarterly balance sheet of a company look like. You will also get to know what is the quarterly profit and loss statement of a company look like, besides knowing what is the quarterly cash flow statement of a company. But it can also be prepared for other time duration, like you can prepare for a month for a company. You can also prepare on semi-annual basis. You can also find some of the databases like Money Control disclosing income statement for companies for 9 months. So it basically depends upon the decision makers' requirements or needs. So the income statement is otherwise known as profit and loss statement. Some people otherwise call it profit and loss account. So the second question which we want to answer is this: why do we prepare the income statement or profit and loss account or profit and loss statement for a company? We want to know what is the operating result of a company or an entity in a specific period. An entity is an individual or collection of individuals for whom an account is kept. So, for example, we may be interested in knowing what is the operating revenue generated by Infosys in the financial year 1920. We may also be interested in knowing what is the net profit earned by Infosys in the financial year 1920. We may also get to know what are the major expenses incurred by Infosys in the financial year 1920. And the last one, which is not the least one of course, is what has happened for Infosys in financial year 1920. So if I am going to summarize all these 4 questions, we can simply state that we want to know what has happened to the company in terms of its operating performance. So in order to answer this question, what we are going to do is we are going to prepare an income statement for the company, right? So if it is clear to you, the next thing which I would like to show you is this, right? So let's first try to find out how does the income statement of an individual or a family look like. So let's take the example. So I have taken Piyush, Kumar and family. So income statement or profit and loss account or profit and loss statement of Piyush, Kumar and family for the financial year ending 31st March 2020, which is expressed in terms of INR, that is Indian National Rupee, thousands, right? It is in INR thousands. So what you find here is a T account. It is known as a T account. Why it is known as a T account? Because it looks like English letter T. So you have the left hand side to this, which is known as debit side. You have the right hand side to this, which is known as the credit side. So if we are going to prepare an income statement in a horizontal basis, this is a horizontal basis because you have 2 sides to it, right? So the right hand side, otherwise known as credit side, basically lists down the revenues and gains earned by this entity. The entity in this case is Piyush Kumar and family. So what are the revenues and gains generated by Piyush Kumar and family in this period? That is what we are interested in knowing, right? So you may ask a question here, is there a difference between these two terminologies, namely revenues and gains? Yes, there is a difference, right? So what is the difference? Revenue is nothing but increase in retained earnings of an entity which is happening purely because of its operating activities. For example, salaries. Salaries of Piyush Kumar and his family members amounting to 2,400,000 is an example of revenue. This is happening because of the operating activities of the entity. That means their bread and butter. So that means the mandate. To put it in other words, the core activity. That means the family members go for livelihood, some jobs, they get some salaries, which is getting reflected in this account of salaries. You also see other three items. For example, rental income. That means they have some properties, they are letting out on rent and they are getting some rental income amounting to 1 lakh or 100,000 for this period, that is 1 year. Similarly, they have invested somewhere in the form of fixed deposits, maybe banks or financial institutions, wherein they are getting an interest income of 1 lakh, that is 100,000. And the last one I have written here as an example for non-core income, non-core revenue, right? You can call it as gain here. That is capital gain on sale of fixed asset. That means the difference between the purchase price and the sale price. For example, a land or building, if it is sold by them, they have made a gain which is known as capital gain, which amounts to 800,000. So that means here the revenue is basically salaries and the gains are the other three items which are coming to you because of your non-operating activities. But what you have to understand here, whether it is revenue or gain, at the end of the day, it increases the retained earnings for the entity. So that means if you put all these revenues and gains on the right hand side of this statement, which is the credit side, which gives us the total of 3,400,000, that is nothing but 34 lakhs. So now let's look at the other side, right? So this is known as the debit side of P&L statement or P&L account, right? So what you find here, basically you can see there are two categories of items. Category number one is expenses, category number two is losses. Expenses are opposite of revenue. Expenses and revenue belong to operating activities. Expenses mean reduction in the retained earnings which is caused by the operating activities. To put it in other words, it is nothing but consumption of resources which is happening to us in the normal day-to-day operations, right? On the other hand, losses are not happening to us because of operating activities, rather they are happening to us because of non-operating activities. So that's why we have a terminology, namely losses, which is the opposite terminology or jargon for gains. So that means gains and losses are not belonging to the operating activities of an entity in a normal course of a period. So what are the expenses and losses for this family? We can start with, for example, food and groceries amounting to 300,000, clothing for about 100,000, utilities 100,000, household help salaries 200,000, education of kids 200,000, medical expenses of the family members 300,000, entertainment expenses 200,000, income tax 1,000, that means 10 lakhs. Note the total revenue and gains 34 lakhs. So that means if you take 1/3 approx, it comes around 10 lakhs. So I have just taken 10 lakhs. Interest on loans or borrowings 300,000, that is 3 lakhs. Other expenses, otherwise you can call it as miscellaneous expenses, which amount to 200,000 or 2 lakhs. So if you put the total of all these expenses, that comes around 29 lakhs. So the difference between 34 lakhs on the credit side and 29 lakhs as the total of the expenses and losses gives you the surplus of 500,000, otherwise known as 5 lakhs. So this is nothing but surplus, that means revenue plus gains minus expenses and losses gives us a surplus after tax of 5 lakhs, which is otherwise known as net profit, which is otherwise known as net income, which is otherwise known as net earnings. Please note down, this amount is the net revenue or net income. It's not net revenue, net income, which is going to strengthen our owner's equity in the balance sheet, right? So for Piyush Kumar and family, assuming last year closing balance of owner's equity is, say for example, 45 lakhs, now we are getting another 5 lakhs which is coming to the balance sheet, which is going to the balance sheet from the income statement. So that means the revised owner's equity balance for Piyush Kumar and family will be, right, how much? 45 plus 5, 50 lakhs, right? So we are going to look at in the future videos on the linkage between income statement and balance sheet. For the time being, this is an example for the income statement or profit and loss statement for an individual. So what you find here is salaries, right, which are basically revenues, and gains, which are basically non-operating income, total of that minus expenses and losses, which gives a surplus, which is otherwise known as your net profit for the entity. This is what, guys and girls, the income statement for an individual look like, right? So now let's try to look at the real life scenario in terms of knowing how does the income statement or profit and loss statement or profit and loss account for a real life company look like, right? So what I have done is I have just gone through the annual report of Marico Limited, and then I have taken the number from there, right, annual report. So income statement or profit and loss account of Marico Limited for the financial year ending 31st March 2019. It looks like this. It is given in terms of INR crore. So Marico Limited's income statement for the period ending 31st March 2019 in terms of INR crore looks like this. So what you find here in contrast to the previous example is that you don't have a horizontal format here. It is known as vertical format of the income statement. That means top to bottom. Okay, we'll start with revenue and gains, and then we will list down the expenses and losses, and then finally we will get what is the profit for the period. So this is known as vertical format of income statement. Whereas in the previous example, what we had gone through, it is an example for horizontal format of income statement. That means you have the debit left hand side, and then you have the credit right hand side, right? So it does not matter, right? It is the same content, only the way in which it is being presented that differs, right? So having said that, the revenue for Marico Limited for the financial year ending 31st March 2019 is 5971 crores. That means they sell different products. The selling price, right, multiplied by the number of units sold, right, if you put the sum total for all the products, that comes around 5,971 crores. With that, if you add other income, which is otherwise known as non-operating revenue, I have given you the example for that: interest on your investment, dividend on investment, then gain on sale of capital assets. All these things are coming under operating, other income. They are not operating income. So if you put together the amount is 301 crores. If you put the total of other income and operating revenue, that gives a total revenue for the company, that is 6272 crores. I am using the word revenue, but you are seeing the word income. Income normally refers to profit, that means surplus, but revenue refers to what is that we get at the beginning, right? So that means without considering the expenses, how much we are getting, right? That is what your revenue. So revenue is without considering the expenses, whereas income is after considering the expenses. But the terminology normally used is, in this case, income. So you have to understand it is not income, right? This is how the companies report the numbers, but it is not income, rather it is revenue. Similarly here it is not income, rather it is other revenue. That is what you have to understand, right? So the expenses incurred by Marico Limited in generating the total revenue of 6272 crores or one after the other, it is given in the right line item basis, right? Each one of the items here is known as line item because it looks like, everything is given in a row, right? So that means the very first row, the topmost row, is nothing but revenue from operations, right? So which is otherwise known as top line. Top line, T-O-P-L-I-N-E, top line. Similarly, if you come down, if you look at the bottom end, the last line item here, which is nothing but net profit for the company, which is otherwise known as bottom line, because it is the right bottommost item in the entire vertical statement, right? So that means profit is nothing but bottom line, and sales revenue is nothing but top line. Sales revenue is nothing but top line, right? So total revenue for the company is 6272 crores. Total expenses for the company is 5140 crores, which consists of these items, right? So first one is cost of material consumed, that amounts to 3463 crores. Purchase of stock in trade, that is nothing but purchase of materials, that amount to 109 crores. Then change in inventories. Suppose if the inventory comes down, that means it is going to be right your expense. That means we have sold the item. So in that case, we will be adding with the expenses. Suppose if the inventory is going up, that means it is not the expense for the period under the matching concept, because we have not yet sold the product. So that will go to the balance sheet under inventory. So that means this number is already included in the previous two items. So what we are going to do is we are going to subtract this 101 from the previous two items. That is why it is given in bracket. That means it's a subtraction. The next item is employee benefit expenses, basically salaries, bonuses and other perquisites that are given to the employees, that are given under this heading. The next item is finance cost, that means interest on your borrowing, 12 crores. Depreciation, amortization, reduction in the value of fixed assets because of usage, amounting to 81 crores. Other expenses amounting to 1214 crores, and tax expenses amounting to 55 crores. If you put the total of all this, that gives you the total expenses, that is coming to around 5140 crores. So if you subtract 5140 crores from the total revenue of 6272 crores, what you are getting at the end of the day for the company is, at the end of the year for the company, is net profit for the period after taxes, after covering all the expenses, which amount to 1132 crores. So this is how the income statement of a real life company look like. So which is given in the vertical format, that is top to bottom format. So now let's go to the last question of this session. What are the things, or what are the key line items to look for in the income statement or P&L statement of a company? The very first line item we need to look for is top line, that is nothing but operating revenue. We have just seen the operating revenue for Marico for the year 2019. You need to compare that number with that of the previous year in order to know what has happened to the operating revenue for the company. Is it going up? Is it coming down? What is the percentage of growth in the revenue for the company, which is very, very important. The next item we need to look at is the bottom line. So revenue per se is not going to help us in generating value for the company. So that means we need to make sure our profit is going up. So that means we are going to look at the bottom line, which is nothing but net profit, which is otherwise known as net income, which is otherwise known as net earnings. As I told, for revenue, you need to compare the net profit of the company for the year 2019 with that of the previous year 2018, and then find out whether it is going up, coming down, or remaining same compared to the previous year or previous quarter, right? And the last one is we need to look at the middle lines. That means it goes without saying that we need to know why the revenue, why the profit is going up or coming down in a particular year compared to the previous year. That means either the revenue might have gone up, that means top line might have gone up, or the expenses might have come down, or both might have happened, right? So that means these are all the three important numbers we are going to look at in the income statement of a company on a comparative basis. That means 2019 compared to 2018. If you are interested, you can even go for a 5-year comparison period. So what we have done in this lecture is basically this. So that means we are trying to answer the 5 questions which are related to income statement. That means we want to know, right? So what is the income statement? Why is it prepared? How does the P&L statement for a for an individual look like? How does the P&L statement for a company or firm look like? And the last one, what are the key numbers or line items we need to look for in the income statement of a company? See you soon in the next video. Take care.